Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I discuss the various reports we see in the media about the behavior of Bill Gates and how this might be tied to his upcoming divorce? For example, his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein and his extramarital adventures. Other questions here would be, what do these reports say about the character of Bill Gates? What will this do to his image? And will this affect the conspiracy theories about him? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. As I've talked about before, Melinda Gates filed for divorce from Bill Gates on May 3, 2021. The couple has been married for 27 years. Since the story was reported, new information has come out that some believe may offer a glimpse into the true character of Bill Gates and a potential motive for the divorce. I will start by reviewing the events that have been reported. It is important to note that the factors I'm going to talk about have been reported in the media, but there's not a lot in the way of corroboration. Some of the reports were based on anonymous sources, and Bill Gates has denied the validity of several of these reports. Let's take a look at the factors. The first one is the relationship between Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein. It was reported that Melinda was not very happy about Bill's connection to Epstein. Melinda tried to convince Bill to discontinue having contact with Epstein, but Bill Gates ignored Melinda's concerns. It was reported over the course of dozens of meetings that occurred between 2011 and 2014, Epstein gave Bill advice on how to end his toxic marriage with Melinda. So allegedly, Bill had complained about his marriage to Epstein. Bill Gates denied that he and Epstein ever talked about his marriage to Melinda, but he did say that meeting Epstein was an error in judgment. It was reported that Bill and Melinda had arguments on several occasions about the relationship with Epstein, and the relationship became public in October of 2019. This, at least in part, motivated Melinda to open a dialogue with divorce lawyers. The next factor would be an affair that Bill Gates had with a subordinate at Microsoft. Bill Gates, of course, was the co-founder of Microsoft. Therefore, he would be in a position of power over anyone who worked there, making this type of affair particularly offensive. The Microsoft board members decided to force Bill to step down from the board because of that affair, again, according to reports. A representative for Bill Gates said that the affair had nothing to do with his transition off of the board. Moving to the next factor, it was reported that Bill Gates frequently looked for other love interests at Microsoft and the charitable foundation started by him and his wife. Apparently, he asked a female Microsoft employee out to dinner in 2006 using email, writing, "If this makes you uncomfortable, pretend it never happened." The woman apparently took him up on his offer, not the dinner, the pretending it never happened part. A year or two later, he approached a female employee of the foundation and said, "I want to see you. Will you have dinner with me?" That woman laughed to avoid responding to his unwanted advance. In addition to these two cases, there were other reports of uncomfortable workplace exchanges initiated by Bill Gates. This picture is emerging, at least in the media, of Bill Gates as someone who demonstrated inappropriate work behavior. The irony, of course, would be that the origin of his relationship with Melinda seems to fit with this pattern. Melinda was Bill's subordinate when they met in 1987. She worked at Microsoft as a project manager a year after she graduated from college. Bill started pursuing Melinda. At first, he was unsuccessful. She rejected him, but later on, she changed her mind. Now moving to my analysis. Looking at the questions I mentioned before, starting with the first one. How could these events I've talked about have played into the motivation to divorce? Divorces are not always easy to figure out. There is no way to know what's happening in the situation with any level of certainty. I think it's reasonable to believe that there may have been a cumulative effect from all of Bill's alleged bad behavior that simply reached a point where Melinda couldn't take it anymore. What we don't know is how much Melinda did know or did not know. So did she know about the affair that started in 2000, 6 years after they were married? Did she know about the creepy workplace behavior? If she did, then it would appear that she tolerated it for some time. Most people in a marriage would be concerned if their spouse was having an affair. I think the default position would be viewing the marriage as in trouble. The question may be more about why did she stay in the marriage, as opposed to why is she now looking for a divorce. It could be that Melinda rationalized Bill's behavior at first. Maybe she looked at all of this as the cost of doing business, the price one has to pay if they want to be married to somebody rich and powerful. Maybe she viewed staying as the lesser of two evils. Being part of the foundation allowed her to help millions of people around the world. Perhaps she didn't want to jeopardize the good that she was doing by threatening to end or ending her marriage. Over time, it could be that she realized that she was going to be wealthy one way or the other. She could move on from Bill and still be active in the foundation. Another part of the desire to stay could have been image. Bill and Melinda have this wholesome image, a couple that has donated billions of dollars, a couple that wanted to solve many of the world's problems. Again, perhaps she tolerated the extramarital affair behavior, but then with this connection to Jeffrey Epstein, that was a bridge too far. Now the image had been compromised. At this point, Melinda may be thinking, what does she have left? A key incentive to staying in the marriage has been eliminated. Moving on to the next question. What does this say about the character of Bill Gates, and how does this affect his image? I think before this whole situation with the divorce came out, a lot of people were suspicious of Bill Gates, but many gave him the benefit of the doubt. He was a technology entrepreneur who invented something new and became a billionaire. He tried to use his money to help other people. He was in a long-standing marriage with somebody who seemed reputable and kind. Even with his many alleged indiscretions, the majority of the people who accused him of essentially creepy behavior did not see Bill as predatory. It seems as though they thought of him as more of a clumsy and socially awkward individual than someone who was aggressive. For example, Bill never attempted to damage anyone's career because they refused his advances. He was willing to accept no for an answer and be done with it. I think the problem here is that Bill Gates was using his organization as a singles bar, or to use a technology reference, Tinder. Here we have somebody worth billions of dollars who clearly wants to have a number of romantic relationships with women, who can't figure out that he should look outside the areas where he is in a position of power. He was leveraging his position as an employer, even if he didn't realize it or he didn't think it was harmful. Bill Gates should have known that this was an abuse of power. If he did not know, that says something about his level of insight. This brings me to the last question. How will this affect the way that Bill Gates fits into conspiracy theories? For many years now, Bill Gates has been a prominent figure in many of the conspiracy theories related to a few areas. For example, microchips, digital certificates, and other methods used to track people, out-of-control government powers, alien lizards, wiping out large portions of the population with a pandemic, and the New World Order. Just about every major conspiracy theory features Bill Gates in one way or the other. He has been painted as some type of psychopathic evil genius who wants to dominate the world. I think all this news about Epstein and the affairs will strengthen his connection to conspiracy theories in one way, but reduce it in another. On the strengthened side, anyone connected to Epstein in any way is going to immediately be thought of as an alien lizard. Jeffrey Epstein is one of the few people that's at the center of more conspiracy theories than Bill Gates. Epstein is like the chief alien lizard. He is so mysterious that alien lizards accuse him of being a conspiracy with mega elite alien lizards. If alien lizards ever unionized, it would be due to their distrust of Epstein and concerns about his power. I think the Screen Actors Guild is actually the Alien Lizard Humanoids Union, so they may have already unionized. Now, what about the other side? How can this news about Bill Gates decrease his ties to conspiracy theories? I think that his awkward, creepy, and unwanted advances are not consistent with the sophistication one would expect from an alien lizard humanoid. It's beneath the dignity of the alien lizards. There are certain things that alien lizards will do, like collect negative energy and send it back to their home planet, but making clumsy advances toward women in the workplace is not their style. Alien lizards don't have to be that desperate. When they want romance, they would simply go out into the community and try finding a date like anyone else. Alien lizards are also early adopters of technology, so they would have all the latest dating apps on their phones. Also, alien lizards have to be sensitive about people betraying them. They don't want people to uncover the conspiracy. Therefore, cheating would not be on their list of preferred activities. The last thing they need is a disgruntled spouse running to the media and saying, "My husband is the leader of an evil organization, and by the way, he's a lizard." So stepping back from all this, what are my thoughts about a situation like this? I think that whenever society holds someone out to be a hero or a monster, further investigation will lead to the same place. Many people are both at the same time. Bill Gates could be both good and bad, both helpful and harmful. Extreme and almost unprecedented levels of wealth and power can serve to bring out the best and worst in people, to underscore their generosity and expose their desperation. Bill Gates has been able to explore and realize his desires, which has led to a corresponding benefit and cost. Those are my thoughts on the situation with Bill and Melinda Gates and the conspiracy theories. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comments section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be interesting. Thanks for watching.